Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
The day I met Bullhorn Betty and Jonathan Lee Ridges, they were protesting in front of the Laundrie's home. I began to document them, and little did I know, the three of us would spend the next few months traveling together. Nothing scares us, even if it means crossing a freezing cold river and getting wet. We put our lives in danger because we want to find answers. It gives us purpose, even if it means going undercover to get those answers, or visiting the scene of a crime and paying our respects. Searching for the truth isn't easy. It gets you out of your comfort zone and makes you see things in a different perspective. And it's this perspective that we want the world to see. At the end of the day, we fight for justice. We fight for those who don't have a voice. We fight for those who were silenced. Our next case, we search for Paula Miranda. She was last seen swimming in this river. Here's our Paula's family. Found 2 footprints they believe belonged to her. She left her phone and keys in her car. Her sister tells us that's extremely unusual for her to do that. Stay tuned as we venture deep into Wekiwa Springs State Park to help find her.
See, I don't know about y'all, but like for real, I don't mind being talked about. My problem come in when they start making stuff up. So you can talk about me all you want. It is what it is. You know, it's either I did it or I didn't. I said it or I didn't. Whatever the case is, I don't care. I let whoever think whatever, feel whatever. That's on them. You know what I'm saying? But it's the making up part. It's the lying part. It's the adding on to part that always get me. I don't mind being talked about. It's when y'all start lying that bothers me.
For real, for real. Hey, y'all. You guys don't know who I am. I am Bullhorn Betty, and I am here today. I heard many people miss me. People were thinking I just fell off the face of the earth. Well, I did not. It was my birthday, and took some time for me, and I'm back at it and working very hard. So I see everybody, a lot of old faces, a lot of new faces. And we are going to go over the Kiely Rodni case and Jane Doe number 2. Jane Doe number 2 has a lot to say. So I just want to tell you guys, hey, I hope everything's going well. I don't know what everybody's been doing. Thank you for the birthday wishes, by the way. Yes, I'm 43 years old. Most women don't like telling their age. I definitely don't, but it is what it is, right? I can't help it. Thank you all. How many of you guys miss me? If you guys miss me, put a 1 in the chat. You guys haven't seen me for a while. I gotta go over here because the StreamYard's a little slow. Oh, and that reminds me, if I'm not on the best of internet right now, so if there's some hiccups or anything like that, a little lag in the system, it's because of that. I can kind of see my lips aren't quite syncing up. So we're going to do our best. Olivia is going to be coming into the room here shortly. I don't know if she's... Well, if you guys like me this much, I know what you can do. You can go out and make sure you give me the thumbs up and tell the world that you like me. That's what you could do. And then you can go over to Olivia's and tell the world you like her too, because beautiful Olivia is here with us.
Hi,
hey,
everyone.
Girlfriend.
Happy belated birthday.
Yes, I haven't seen you either.
I know. I miss you.
I miss you too. I tell you what, I have been working. I'm just utterly exhausted right now.
Yeah.
But either way, how have you been? You've been pretty busy.
Yeah, I've been working on this video for the past, 4 or 5 days now, and it's going to be uploaded probably
because we were working on this before I left.
Yeah, before you left, I was working on it. So it just takes me a long time to do videos because I'm a perfectionist. But this one, Jane Doe number 2, this one was more in depth than Jane Doe number 1. So there was a lot more to it. So I really wanted to provide a visual for you guys. Not only will you hear her audio, her voice, but you will see kind of the whole timeline put together visually, because I'm a visual person. I always try to make things easy to follow for you guys. So.
Right, because this case has been from the gate, odd. I mean, everything in this case, every part of this case is odd. It's almost I'm curious, if when we go out there, if we're going to be dealing with, like the Twilight Zone, because it really is odd from what happened, what we found out, and, and then what others found out as well, because it's not just us, like Adventures with Purpose. They went out there. They were ground zero, finding Kiely Rodni's car right there under everybody's nose, and then explaining their experience. We have to remember, and I know I read this article, and I've got to say it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and I'm not going to bring up the other nonprofit when discussing this, because I felt the nonprofit felt that they should have been the ones that went out there, because they're the nonprofit, and this company is a for-profit YouTuber and da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, they did the job first and foremost. They did the job right. They did the job very quickly first, and no matter what, she's acting because she's a nonprofit. She doesn't make a paycheck, or she's not getting paid from that nonprofit. All the nonprofit means is that at the end of the year, the money that you take into that nonprofit has to be spent. Every penny has to be spent. So guess where they spend money? On salaries. People can get salaries from nonprofits. So this they're for profit and she's not for profit. I guarantee if we look, I'm sure she's pulling a paycheck and a sizable one from that nonprofit. So I just wanted to make sure that the record was straight, because I don't like, I'm almost like Mama Bear, you know, when it comes to Adventures with Purpose.
Yeah.
Like, I love the organization so much. It's like, you better not be messing with my baby.
Yeah, I admire them a lot. I really admire them. And yeah.
Well, and somebody says in dividends. I'm not sure if dividends are part of nonprofits or not. I have to look into that. I dabbled with nonprofits years ago, but I can't remember the rules, to be honest with you. So let's. What do you think we should do? I guess we should probably just play the trailer.
Yeah. So
play the trailer first, and
yeah, what I want to tell you guys is that the full video obviously is going to be online, but we have a trailer that we'll just show you. So yeah, we'll just do that.
Oh yeah. So that reminds me, while we have, and we're going to repeat this, and we're probably going to show this again. We're not going to just show it this time. We're going to show it again because we have 818 people in the chat right now. For the 1,818 people, please don't forget to go out and like this video. But also, there's going to be, I know as we start playing this, more people are going to be coming in. Some people are going to be coming in as we discuss down the road. So we want to make sure that everybody that's coming in gets to see what we're talking about and gets to be part of the conversation. I am going to be actually opening up the chat to the panel. So if you guys have something to say about this, want to discuss it, this I think puts a lot more, it puts a lot in perspective. And we're going to also talk about another fact that we found out that I know has already hit the streets of YouTube. Even though I've been off the streets of YouTube, I've been completely unplugged, and it has been almost the double-edged sword, because I'm so happy I unplugged, but I'm telling you, I have had horrible withdrawals. It's almost as bad as when I got off nicotine or got off cigarettes and went to the vape. The withdrawals were horrible.
That always happens when we go out on cases. Like that time we went to Moab, Utah, I was having bad withdrawals.
I know. You've gotten better over the time. Is that ramen noodle, by the way?
Maybe.
How many boxes did you get?
I don't want to answer that. I've been hooked on it because we eat this when we go out on our cases. So.
And for all, I know many people, I want to say at least 100 or 150 have wished me a happy birthday. I just want to say to all of you guys, I see your birthday wishes. I want to tell you thank you. Thank you for, I did have a wonderful birthday. My birthday was, as normal 43-year-old birthday should be. It was a little cray-cray. Nothing wrong with that. But anyways, without further ado, let me go ahead and I'm going to pop out here. I'm going to go ahead and add my screen, guys. Bear with me because every time I usually have two screens. I'm not working on two screens. I'm working on one. So we're going to have that funny looking screen after whatever. So just bear with me and I'll get it pulled up as soon as possible.
You're good.
There we go. Okay. Start from the beginning.
I do believe she was intoxicated before 11. I didn't see Kiely drink or smoke, but she did smell strongly of alcohol, and I don't believe that this could have been a drunk accident, honestly. Thanks to her, I also didn't ever see her with Sammy, and Sammy didn't even actually, she did mention having around 10, a huge group of people showed up. A friend of mine was leading them. She said, and at the Y intersection, my ride and I went left of the car, and the boys went right because they had.
So there you guys have it. If you guys got a little bit of it, you're doing good. It was very cryptic, so to speak. So you guys would be forced to go over and watch the video. Oh, we had somebody. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's so sweet.
That's so sweet. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. So that was, but what did we see in there? We heard, so just go over some of the things, Olivia. What did we hear? We heard she was drunk before 11.
Yes, so this is the second party goer that has mentioned that she was heavily intoxicated prior to 11 p.m. If you have not seen Jane Doe number 1, that video is on my channel, but she did say that she saw Kiely. She saw her.
I think it was like 11 or 11. Yeah, I think it was 11. And we were starting to do the math and stuff like that. This is before 11 now. So now she's kind of a little more intoxicated before that time from Jane Doe number 1. So, and the reason why we're pointing this out is because she arrived, according to what Mags stated, around 10 p.m. And this gal also, this Jane Doe number 2 also stated that there was a large group of people that came in around 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So and so what do you think about that?
Well, I think, oh gosh, I don't want to give too much away. In terms of the group that came in, gosh, I don't know what I can say.
Yeah, so I guess the question would be, do we, one, believe that Kiely showed up at the party at 10 p.m., or do we think that she may have been there earlier? That could be one question, that would be relevant here, because, we've been bouncing this back and forth. Oh, Misty D, thank you, love. Thank you. Because we've been bouncing back and forth with the whole, how much alcohol can you kind of really consume really quickly to give you the effect of being that noticeably intoxicated. Yeah. Most of us can barely get a drink down, in 15 minutes, one drink, and you're talking about, it would have been several shots. I mean, you're not talking about one shot that would get her in that condition. Yeah. You're not talking about one drink or one shot that would get her in that. Yeah, would she be, giggly? Would she be, I wouldn't say noticeably intoxicated though, but maybe giddy, happy. That was the other thing. And then let me go ahead and play that one more time. I want to catch a couple other things. So guys, just bear with me. Drugged? Yes, and hold on, Tammy. You're right about that. The whole drug aspect of it. And that's what I'm kind of leaning toward, because the way it's kind of being described to us. Now, this is the second person that was at the party that has come forward that actually saw Kiely, and her state was of euphoric effect. I mean, she was pretty. Yeah. She was on some. She was high. I don't want to be disparaging to her. You know what I'm saying? But I want to speak realistically. Yeah. Yes, she was a tiny girl. At one time, I was $120, and let me tell you. Well, I guess I still believe she was. Do you believe that she was becoming a party girl, or being known as a party girl, from what we're finding?
I mean, it's possible. Remember, Jane Doe number 1 did mention that Kiely hung around druggies. So
I think and describes as druggies as people that smoke marijuana.
Yeah, that's what I think. Because when I was in high school, that's how we would refer things. Like, oh, they were druggies. Like, didn't mean they were doing hard things. It just could mean just doing
right. Yeah. I would like to clarify that, but she said they're always stoned, and usually stoned is reserved for marijuana people. Yeah.
But I don't know if she was becoming a party girl. I mean, I was kind of doing the same thing when I was in high school. We've
got a lot of people in the chat that's screaming they believe she was drugged, and that's another aspect of it. But wouldn't people realize, and wouldn't she have realized if she was in that state and she didn't intend to be in that state, and that happened early on, like at 11, which was only maybe within the first hour that she was there, wouldn't she? It almost seems that she may have ingested it herself, because it seems to me if she wasn't, that it was noticeable by 11. And if she hadn't done that to herself, she would have kind of been like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Get me the heck out of here.
Yeah, it just seems that it's more possible that she did take something maybe stronger than weed or alcohol. Because Jane Doe number 2 said that she could barely like walk, and she was stumbling, slurring her speech.
And that was the sentiments of almost Jane Doe number 1 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and there's a lot of, and guys, I'm going to tell you, there is some bombshell information that Olivia is going to be releasing, and you've already got that scheduled for what, 10?
Yeah, my live will be at 10, but I'll be posting the video probably in 20 minutes from now or half an hour.
Gotcha. And if any of my mods have Olivia's link, if you guys could put that into the chat box, I'd greatly appreciate it. So everybody needs to go over there. I'm going to also be going over there. We're going to be on here for a little bit longer, and then I'll let Olivia get set up on her stuff. But I wanted to open this up to you guys because we do have a lot of information. Let's go ahead and play that skit again. And this, because we've got now 9:05, and I know people are kind of coming in, and as they're leaving, other people are coming in. So I want to make sure everybody gets to hear that. So just stand by, guys.
I do believe she was intoxicated before 11. I didn't see Kiely drink or smoke, but she did smell strongly of alcohol, and I don't believe that this could have been a drunk accident.
So there it is right there. There's another one. Let's talk about that, Olivia. So Jane Doe number 2 states that they don't believe that this is an accident, a drunk accident. She believes something.
She believes foul play. And in the video that you guys will be watching on my channel, I show why she thinks that. But
that was the first. That's the first local we've been able to get on record that specifically states that they don't believe this was an accident, and they were out at this party, and they saw Kiely's condition, and they know her. And they didn't believe that was.
That was like pretty powerful to hear from someone who was at the party, because when have we heard that a party goer said they think it was foul play? I mean, I don't think we've heard that yet until now, right?
No, I have not heard that.
We haven't heard it from Sammy or Mags or anyone. No one's said what they really think happened.
But she can't be the only local. See, we were all thinking that everybody's on this, team accident over there because of the whole, celebration of life, the odd messaging from mom, looking at these kids and knowing that one could potentially be responsible for this agony that Kiely's family is facing. And they're telling them it's okay to be silent. It's okay not to cooperate. It's okay to do that. And it's like, this is coming from mom. And I'm just, you're thinking that this whole community is just going down this whole idea of it's an accident. And to hear somebody in that community come out and speak something like, no, I don't think it's an accident. And she's a local, and she specifically referenced the reasons why she knows nobody would have taken that pass. She referenced that. That means that's a local no. That means there's got to be more out there that do not believe that Kiely Rodni was an accident.
Yeah, and she was there at the sanctuary, living and breathing it all. So it's just very interesting to hear her perspective on it.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and play a little bit more, and I'm just going to parse this down and talk about, specific points, because there's another one that's about to come up that I find very odd, but not surprising. Odd, but not surprising. Let's see here.
Everyone subscribe to Bullhorn Betty if you haven't already.
Well, I think they might already be there. Here, all 900 people. If you guys have not had an opportunity to like this, please go out and like this. We work really hard. Why everybody's dissecting the new press conferences and doing this, we're digging deep to try to find people that were actually out there that will actually speak to us on the record, that we can actually, like, people that we talk to. Not everybody gets Jane Doe number 1 or Jane Doe number 2 attention, because we couldn't validate who they really were. We couldn't tell whether they were really at the party. These are people that have opened up and allowed us to vet them and confirm that, one, that they were at this party, and two, that they have legitimate information. And some of that stuff is showcased in Chronicle of Olivia's video that she did, the full video, the trailer that I just showed you. There's a full video with that. So let's play the other part of this, and let's parse it down even more.
Okay.
Honestly, Sanctuary, I also didn't ever see her with Sammy.
That's the one I think I have the most problem with. It's that one right there that I truly believe I have the most problem with.
Yes.
Because we have heard since the day that Kiely, I mean, everybody has said, this story that Sammy is painting, the Sammy Smith. Who the hell is Sammy Smith? But she's painting this picture of, it was just filled with lies. When we start breaking down her freaking story, almost 95% of the crap is lies.
So here's the thing that I found very interesting is Jane Doe number 1 also said she didn't see Sammy with Kiely. And then Jane Doe number 2 says the same thing. But then again, that doesn't mean that Sammy wasn't with Kiely, because these are two people in a group of 200 to 400 people. So who knows? But it's just strange and odd that the two partygoers say the same thing.
Yeah.
And they don't know each other. They don't.
Yeah.
So
Charlotte Green is asking, like, how are we verifying these people? Because she's skeptical. And I can tell you that it's not an easy process.
Yeah.
We go through it, and some of these people have I don't even know if I can say that.
Well,
but these people were known to have been at that party. They are able to provide us information that they have been to that party, even though we cannot show it, because what will end up happening is by showing their information, then it gives who they are away. And we are trying to stay confidential. But I can tell you that it's not just like we have access to their social media accounts. We can confirm who they are, what they're saying. We have to have access, but that's part of our agreement with them, is if you give us access to this to vet you, we will keep you confidential, and we're not, we don't want any of that information. So it's, I don't know, because you do the finding. You got to remember, these people we're also seeking out. So we have an idea of who we want to speak to, and
we target.
So that's also another way that I'm saying that we're able to verify this, because although some people are being brought to us, we're seeking some of these people out, and when we are making that connection and we're working that connection and we're telling them we promise that we'll keep you confidential, that's another way that that's being vetted, because we're seeking them.
Yeah. Exactly. So we do the work to vet these people. We're not just throwing on random Jane Does. Oh, this person said they were at the party. Like, no.
And if anybody knows anything about our team, like we literally travel this country. We don't need to do any of that. And as a matter of fact, we're going to be over there soon.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these people are vetted. These people, they don't want to come forward. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on in that community where, I mean, literally everybody's shutting down.
They're scared.
Nobody wants to talk. I mean, there is a possibility that there could be something underlying going on here, because quite frankly, how the hell did a bunch of kids shut down all social media in and around this party? I mean, think about how powerful that is. I want to know, they need to teach that to every law enforcement agency across this country, because that would help stem down a lot of this stuff, because I still can't figure out how they have done that. I still haven't figured out how they have done that. But either way, let's keep going.
Yeah, let's watch the next part.
I hope that answered your question, Charlotte. But there's, it would be different if people were reaching out to us and giving us these informations. But we're using the connections that we're getting to reach out to others, to bring them forward. But the people that we're speaking with, we're identifying and in reaching out to them. And then furthermore, getting access to that social media profile to confirm some information as well. So it's a few different ways that it's done. And it's not, and just because we verify somebody this way this time, it may not work for that next person. We may have to do something totally different to vet that person to confirm that they are who they are. So it's not, Michelle After Dark indicated they have identified the couple with Nick, the tow truck driver.
Oh.
So there is a portion where we are going to segue into that conversation. It's just not yet.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. So, let me pull this back down. Hold on a second. I forgot to share my screen.
You're good.
Sorry, guys. I know it's a little choppy, but again, I'm not working from my normal computer with my normal screens and things of that nature. So you just got to bear with me. We get this weird little screen thing before this pops up and whatnot. So we're going to keep going.
And Sammy didn't even actually, she did mention having around 10, a huge group of people showed up. A friend of mine was leading them. She said, and at the Y intersection, my ride and I went left in the car, and the boys went right because they had parked.
Yeah, that was, I can't really get any more out of that. So anyways, we will be going over, I'm going to open up the line so people can ask questions. If you guys do have some questions, come on up. Do not be shy. We don't bite. And I just took a shower, as you can see, so I don't stink. And Olivia looks beautiful.
You look beautiful always.
I think Olivia looks refreshed because she hasn't had me calling her every 10 minutes.
You called me like every hour today. No, just joking.
Hey, but it's better than every 10 minutes because there for a while, I think I looked at my phone and there was like 12 calls in like a 4-hour period.
Oh, man.
Okay, when are you showing this? So Maria VP, we are going to be showing this on Olivia's panel. We're going to be going over there. We're just coming over here to have kind of a discussion, a topic of discussion, and then we'll be going over to Olivia's page at 10 p.m. Are we watching the full video, or are we watching set portions or segments of your video?
I mean, I'll play the full. It's 9 minutes. Her audio is 9 minutes long.
Okay, so that's right. You're going to be dropping it before we're done with the live here, so people can actually watch it, and then we're going to have a full discussion on it on your panel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, should I just post it right now? I can just do it right now.
Yeah, let's go ahead and post it. Well, then I don't want to have the discussion on this channel.
Yeah, you're
because
right.
what's going to end up happening, I'm just about to open the phone lines up. If you post it now, then people are going to go out and watch it and then come back here and want to have a discussion about it. And this is not where we're having the discussion about the aspects. What we're actually having the discussion about on this channel is the fact that we are confirming her and talking. I think we all know that she was intoxicated, but we're still trying to determine when that happened because many people keep alleging that she was potentially drugged. And I'm saying that because it was so early on in the party that it's really, for me, it's leaning toward she took whatever she took herself. Not that somebody forced it down her throat, not that somebody spiked her drink or anything like that, because at some point she would have realized that she was entirely too messed up way too early, and she would have probably put 2 and 2 together, just like I've done before. I'm sure if you've ever had your drink spiked and you know it's your first drink and your things are starting to spin, like when that happened to me, I looked at my friend and said, I've been drugged. Get me the hell out of here. You know, it wasn't one of these things where I decided to sit there and drink until I fell down. I already knew it. By the time I was home, I was completely, entirely blacked out. From whatever, and it was something stupid. It was like a mudslide. Like, who the hell gets drunk off of mudslide?
Mm-hmm.
You sure can hide something in one.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So that's kind of how it's going to go. I'm going to go ahead and play this again for everybody that's just coming in. We have 922 in the chat, and then after this, we are going to open it up for full discussion for anybody that wants to come on panel and ask us any questions.
I do believe she was
Oh,
intoxicated.
share your screen, share your screen.
I
Oh,
didn't see
thank
Kylie.
you.
Mhm.
If I don't do that, it's hard working on one camera or one computer. I hate it sometimes, but it's all right. We're doing it. I hit it twice, and this is kind of laggy, so let me make sure it's not going to pop back off. Okay. So for all the people that are just joining,
I do believe she was intoxicated before 11. I didn't see Kylie drink or smoke, but she did smell strongly of alcohol, and I don't believe that this could have been a drunk accident, honestly. Thanks for it. I also didn't ever see her with Sammy, and Sammy didn't even actually. She did mention having around 10, a huge group of people showed up. A friend of mine was leading them. She said, and at the Y intersection, my ride and I would left the car, and the boys went right because they had.
well, I'm definitely more curious about the video after that trailer. I have to be honest with you. I'm ready to watch it. Why isn't this going? Hold on, guys. I don't know what's going on. It's not moving it. There we go.
Okay.
Are we frozen? Oh, there you are. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys. We got some more birthday wishes. Thank you all. Thank you all. Oh, yeah, I know. Everybody missed me. Let me hit it again. I heard that. So I'm here, guys. I'm going to be back. We are going to be going live for our first coffee club. Oh, geez.
I miss your
Our
coffee
first
club.
coffee club in a little while. We're going to do that on. Let me look at my dates. Sorry, guys. I know people. Sorry. Every time I try to push something pops up on my stupid phone, and I hit it right there on the thing. I will probably go live Wednesday afternoon, but our first official Good Morning Coffee Club will resume on September 22nd. Our regular coffee club will resume on September 22nd, and we will have coffee club for a little minute. But I may not be able to hold coffee club, but it's not going to be a surprise, so we can go live. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we'll have another coffee club for at least a week and a half, and then I'll tell you guys some interesting information. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. So let me go ahead and put the invite in the chat. Anybody that wants to come up and just talk about this, you know what, guys? I have been out of I haven't seen anything. I got to go over. Give me just a second. I got to go over to the other side and pin it. If I can. I don't know what. This stupid internet here sucks because it won't even play my. Guys, mods, can you copy that link and just post it periodically? I'm unable to pin it to the top of the chat because of the way the stuff is working. I appreciate it. Let me see if I can go ahead and refresh this. There we go.
Yeah, guys, the video's uploading. Hold on, I have to do a quick thing.
So Jen says, I miss you so much. Glad you're back. You and Olivia are amazing. Thank you for all you both do. Oops, I just popped that. Oh, it's Ricky Rose. Nice to see you, Ricky. How you been, my friend?
I've been doing really good, actually.
So what's going on? You're going to have to speak up. I can barely hear you, and I got my volume all the way up.
Let me take my phone case off real quick.
Okay.
So a lot of good things have actually happened in my life lately.
Okay, we'll go over because I've been out of the circuit for literally a week, and I have not been following the Kiely Rodni case because I've been doing some other things, and so I had to get this done. I'll be talking about that on the 22nd and the 23rd, but bring me up to date. What's been going on?
Ryan, he's really stirring up the nest over there. He's doing a great job.
So what's going on with Ryan Upchurch?
He's calling out all kinds of people. He called Tony Dodge, talking about gang banging somebody, and it's just been one thing after another. Like, he's tracking everybody down and calling them out on their bullshit.
And Leanne's saying Ryan is getting it. What does that mean? Is he just taking on a lot of heat right now?
Nah, he's taking it like with stride. He just
He don't care. You don't
No.
care. I mean, I saw some of the stuff. Actually, I don't want to take it away. So I haven't watched any of Dolly's lives, so I don't know if he's discussed it or not, but there's been some things that have come in, and I don't know. It's crazy. And it's almost like some of the stuff that Ryan said is just, it's making my head explode. Like, like I don't want to be the one that says he might have been right about this or he might have been right about that. Now, granted, I stand by my stance that I believe Kiely's real, but I think he's gotten over that by now. But maybe he hasn't. I don't know. But I won't change that position ever.
Well, what he does, he was pulling all the right strings, and he pulled out all the snakes, and then he called out all the fakes, and now he's calling out all the criminals. So, like,
yeah. That's how you do it, man. And you know what? There's some weird stuff going on, and you never really pay attention until something like this happens, and you're starting, like, there was a lot of misinformation brought on right out the gate, and I don't know where it was all stirring from, and I don't know why. Like, why does somebody so invested in spreading misinformation around? But it's alleged that's for clicks and views. I don't understand why people would put them in their or put themselves in that predicament, because me as a creator, I would never, ever do that because of the PR nightmare it would cause. Like, it's not worth it to me. So why would I even, there's nothing in this world that would make me do that.
Well, it's like, taking and putting negative narratives on an innocent death. Like this innocent kid lost her life, and people wanting to make jokes and just to steer you away from the truth. Like, why?
Yeah. I just want to know what happened to her and who's responsible. Yeah. And that brings me to the other portion that I'm going to segue into. There was an article, as many of you guys know, I passed it around myself, that basically stated that law enforcement has confirmed that, the car and everything, they that the person looks like Kiely or was Kiely. Well, that's what I've read. And I'm just sitting there, that tow truck driver, there may be something to that, because many people believe that car would have been in a garage or sitting in a parking lot or a parking lot airport. And then we keep wondering how law enforcement missed that vehicle. And then we hear about this tow truck driver saying the next day that her car was seen at a different reservoir and with people acting strange. And then she winds up in the lake. It just, and I said that the tow truck driver didn't fit my puzzle. It was the one puzzle piece that didn't appear to go with my puzzle. But this information that law enforcement has confirmed that there is legitimacy to the tow truck guy's statements, that changes things.
In my opinion, I believe the tow truck guy was in the area and seen what was going on and was like, okay, I'm just going to put it out there that I know what's going on. I seen you, and, to kind of stir them up. I don't think he necessarily helped with the car, but I think he was close enough to see what was going on. And he's like, look, I seen you. There's a witness. You better fess up.
And you know what? Then that would explain the text message from Jagger where he says, remember that text message that people tore apart? And it said that she never called road service. And it was like, how would you know?
Like on Separate.
That's not what he knew with specificity, that no road service was called, but how would he know who was being referred and who would have called?
He did tell on himself, and these kids are dumb like that. They will tell on themselves if they feel at least a little bit of heat. They're going to be like, oh, no, it was this person.
Yeah, because they're covering their butt, but they're forgetting the lie that they just told back there because they're listening to this and like, oh, they're not crafty enough to weed it all together, because that's the bad thing about lying is you got to lie to cover up a lie, to cover up a lie, to cover up a lie. Next thing you know, how can you keep it all together? Because it didn't happen. You have to remember what you said.
And it's just sad because there's an innocent kid out here that has no voice that needs to. We don't deserve the answers. I mean, we're not family, but we're invested into this case.
Yeah.
Like,
So Rad Poker, if you want to show me your face, we got 2 more people in backstage. We got Shelly. Shelly, I'm going to go ahead and bring you on up, hon. So if you can keep your camera on or you can turn it off, doesn't matter, but I'm bringing you up now. Okay, Rad Poker, you can turn your camera off.
Hi.
Hi, Shelly. How are you?
Aloha. I'm calling from Hawaii. And
Oh, nice.
actually, this is the first time I'm calling in, but yeah, this case is driving me crazy.
Isn't it? It's got so many twists and turns, and
Yeah.
it's just,
I know that teenagers, I don't know, I'm tired. They're a bunch of idiots. I'm sorry, but where are the parents? Where are the parents? Like, they're just posting all kinds of crazy things. And I just wonder, I mean, when is it going to end? I would be silent.
That brings me to the next thing. Like, Mom, she had that horrible message to Adventures with Purpose when they, found their daughter when law enforcement couldn't. I would have thought that thank you so much was in order, not, screw you.
Right.
And then came kind of that jab to everybody from Mom, with that, celebration of life that I was a little awkward about. And then we hear that Mom has locked Grandpa out of Kiely's social media accounts. What is going on?
I had a house in Truckee, so I know how rural it is. And it's just the downtown is just one street with restaurants and maybe thrift shops, whatever. But now I don't even want to go there anymore. If I ever pass through the town, I don't have the house anymore, but I can see like it's, miles in between things,
Yeah, it's just, to me, it's insane. Olivia, did you hear about that too, Olivia? The whole, I saw this article come out saying that it appears, or maybe it was a post from somebody else, that it appears that she locked her grandpa out of the account.
Hear about that? No.
If anybody heard that, put a 1 in the chat. I mean, I want to make sure I'm not going crazy here.
no, ma'am, I haven't heard that. I've watched every live stream.
Let me see. No, it wasn't on a live stream. I think it was in the community, the Facebook groups. It was in one of the Facebook groups. I was reading somebody's posting photos of how Grandpa. So I'm not the only one. Vet Girl, do you want to come up and just explain? I don't remember where. So yeah, there's a lot of people that saw. So I'm not the only one that saw that. I'm just curious what people think about that. If anybody wants to come up and respond on that, grab a link, mods, post the link. Let me get to. I'll get right back to you, Shelly. Rad, I just wanted to say hi, Rad. How are you doing, and how are you feeling about all this?
I'm doing well. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
I'm doing great. I'm exhausted, but great.
Well, good. Hey, so did Olivia and Betty, did you talk to the Jane Doe?
Olivia handles our youngsters.
Okay.
Yeah, I deal with the teens.
Olivia, I don't know if this is appropriate, and just tell me if it's not.
Okay.
Do you know if she talked to law enforcement yet?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
her story has been captured and been explained very much so. It's and Leanne, if you want to come back up, you can. I was just waiting so I could say hey. And also hi to all my mods. I know you guys are working super hard. I don't even get to talk to you anymore. So I want to say hi to B Betty Fan, Anissa, Miss Robin. Who else do we have? We have Amy.
Hi, Mom.
I heard maybe Sonia's in here. I'm not seeing you guys in chat, but I know you guys are there. So I want to say hi. I miss you. I miss you guys a lot. Guidance. I see Guidance in here. Sonia. Yeah. Mama's Boss. Thank you guys for all being here. Susanna. Thank you. So, and then Ricky Rose, what do you think about Mom? Oh, you said you didn't know about Mom.
Hey, Betty.
Hold on. Miss F, show your face, and I'll just go ahead and bring you up on panel, but just wait until they're ready.
Mom, like I can't. There's just something about her whole demeanor that don't make any sense.
Yeah. Okay, Missa, how are you doing today?
Why you fucking my boyfriend, bitch?
Oh, Lord have mercy. I don't know who that is.
Well, people are pretty
Lame.
Yeah, I know.
When we talked a couple of weeks ago, when I talked to Betty and Olivia, I still think there's something to that tow truck driver. I still think that video is either real and it's very probative value.
Mhm.
But Ricky brings up a really good point too, that maybe there's something more to it. But if there's video, this is a bizarre case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Shelly, what do you have to say about this? Does anybody have any questions for Olivia?
I mean, when are they coming out with that autopsy? I thought they were coming out with it soon.
November 1st, which also makes me wonder.
Oh, I thought it was earlier. I thought some people were saying it would be earlier, or
I
the
did too.
results. Maybe the results are in, but they're not going public. I don't know.
Because Olivia said that too. Didn't remember? And I read that. I sent her an article, and the
Right.
article basically stated that they had it, and so I thought they were going to release it, and it wasn't going to be November 1st until they released. What did I say, Olivia? Until they released the actual redacted report.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's it. I think they're literally waiting for that. So let's see who we got here. Checking your IG. Dogs don't count. I need to see your face.
Olivia, can I ask a quick question real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
What's your feeling about your Jane Doe? Is she scared? Do you think why didn't she, is she just, what is your feeling, I should ask?
On Jane Doe number, hi Leanne. She has spoken with authorities, but she is scared just like all the other kids are. But the style that I used to share the kids' stories, as you guys know, I pitch their voices down a few semitones so it's not recognizable. I don't show obviously their faces or their names, so they feel comfortable opening up to me and telling us things that they normally wouldn't. So that's the style that I've been using, has been working, like with Jane Doe number 1 and now Jane Doe number 2. She said some things that are very like, wow, like you guys will see soon here what she says. But yeah, so she's scared like all the other kids because they don't want their face plastered everywhere on YouTube of, people saying they said this and they said that. Like, it's so they're kids too. They don't want to be dealing with this.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be anonymous. So
yeah. Well, good work out of both of you. Betty, you can drop me. I just wanted to ask about if she's
awesome.
Thank you.
All right, Ricky, well, you take care.
From you. Thank you. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
You too.
I just say one more thing and I'll say goodbye?
Yeah.
Mountain people are weird, okay? They're weird. I know that area, and people act strange. I myself almost got murdered around that area. So they can be strange people, and it's such a small town.
She's gonna say, I just gotta say one more thing, and then I'm just gonna pop off. And then she says,
okay,
I almost got killed around there, and she thinks she's gonna pop off. What do you mean? No, hold on. So wait a minute. Tell me about this experience.
Oh, well, I was driving. This is before I had a house in Truckee or Incline Village, and I was driving back from Reno. I live in San Jose. I'm just staying in Hawaii for the summer. But I was too tired to drive. So I pulled off at this exit. I forget what it was. It had a motel, like the Bates Motel. So me and my girlfriend pulled up, and they go, we're sitting at the bar. They go, well, we have to get your room ready, right? And there was only a couple people. They go, well, go behind the bar and help yourself to a drink. And we're looking at each other like, well, this is weird. And they go, do you want to share a room with this other guy? We go, no, thank you. And then before you know it, the whole town was in the bar staring at us, including Grandma and Grandpa Evil. They were just eyeing us up. Me and my girlfriend looked at each other and we said, let's get the hell out of here. And I mean, I was fumbling to my car, trying to get the keys and starting it up. I split so fast. I would have been killed. I know it. It was so bad vibes.
Yeah, but they live a different kind of a lifestyle in and of itself. That's probably not. It's probably a lot different than like I'm from the country, but I also have a small town in kind of city vibe, but not like New York City vibe. So
Right.
I know that there's a different culture out there in Mayaca City in the country portion as opposed to in town where I live. But I'm crossbred.
Well,
So-
whatever happened, I know I would have. They were really strange and weird, and I'm glad I got out of there alive. That's all.
Wow.
But thank you
Well,
anyway for
I'm glad
letting me
you're
speak.
here, and I'm glad you got to call in for the first time on the Bullhorn Betty channel
Yeah,
from
thanks.
Hawaii.
Thank you. I'll keep watching you guys' show. I love you guys. Bye-bye.
Love you
All right,
too.
bye,
Bye.
Shelly.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Can we go back to the autopsy thing?
Yeah.
Okay. When is election?
Hold on, let me see who's speaking, Leanne or Paula? Leanne?
Yeah.
Okay. When is the election? Oh, geez. I know everybody's got an election coming up November. I believe that the general just primary. So there's got to be some form of
Well,
election.
I've heard that they're waiting to release the autopsy results. That way they can vote somebody else in or out or whatever.
Oh, they don't want it to affect the.
Interesting.
See, now, why would you stop? What would be more important to public interest than this case, especially in an election year? And they're putting their finger on the votes by withholding it.
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
to
but you know what?
keep
It sounds
said
right.
sheriff in. The
sounds
shady
right.
one.
Yep. Woo.
I wanted to interject. I don't know if you have heard yet, Betty, but they're saying that supposedly rumor going around the internet that they may release some information this week.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure. They said it might be as early as today, but I haven't heard anything yet today because I was going through withdrawal because you weren't on here.
We all were. We all were.
Yeah, I just kept checking every day, like, where is she? Where is she? And then I saw this come up last night, so I set a reminder because you're like, I think 5 hours. You're a couple hours different from me. I'm in Pennsylvania. But yeah, so I was watching Zav Girl's channel, and she's been getting a lot of interesting information too, and like she's not putting people's names out either, but yeah, there were several people that said, and I think if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on this, but it might be on the Truckee police or sheriff or whatever website that they might be releasing information this week.
Yeah,
So I wanted to.
They do. Amy, you're on if you want to kill your camera.
I definitely think the police have something involved.
Yeah.
And okay, another thing. I mean, I'm a mother. Okay, so I don't want to throw the mom under the bus, but why does it seem like the dad and the grandpa are the only ones that care?
You know what? I called it from the very beginning. And I said, whenever anybody that's been watching me for any significant time, when I saw dad and grandpa out there on the riverbank and mom was not there, that's when
Eating
I
sushi with her friend. That would be the last damn place that I would be.
I understand it, but you know what? It may have been, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I've said it on here many times. Olivia, I don't know how her feelings are on this, but I specifically said, it could have been the one time her friend or her husband may have said, you haven't slept in days, you haven't ate. Let me take you to your favorite restaurant. You'll feel better. And it just,
that's true.
On, where all this came, but I would, with giving her that benefit of the doubt, I would have still expected, just for me, that when you knew an organization like Adventures with Purpose would come in, you would think that she would have went out and just
wanted to be there,
right?
And thanked them rather than
find anything. Call me.
Hated on them.
Yeah. Hold on, guys. I'm going to go ahead and bring some people in. Amy, I'm going to bring you in if you want to go ahead and kill your thing. Ruby, I'm going to bring you in. And Ricky, I need to see your face to make sure that you are the same Ricky we've been talking to. And then I'll bring you in.
Do you hear me?
I can. So we will go to Amy. Amy, you've been waiting, and then we'll get to you, Ruby. Okay, Ricky, thank you. You can't hear? All right, so let me remove you, fix yourself, and then we'll figure out what to do. So let's go to Ruby. How are you doing, love?
I'm doing all right, Andrea. How are you doing? Hey, Olivia. You remind me so much. You remind me so much of my youngest daughter, because starting in 9th grade, she started out on the yearbook staff. Then when she moved to high school, she moved into AV, and then she would work on video editing and all that kind of stuff. And then when she went to college, she became the video girl at her college, and until she met my now son-in-law in the clown room in a haunted house, and they got married, and they live in Virginia Beach now.
Oh, nice. It's funny how people meet.
Yeah. He's from Louisiana.
What is it, in a clown?
Yes, Shaughnessy is obsessed with it.
Oh.
And she's been obsessed with Freddy Krueger since she was a little girl. And I mean, the child eats, sleeps, and breathes horror movies. And she loves Stephen King, and her beauty room is a beauty room that no one has ever seen before. It is nothing but horror movie stuff and Funko Pops. They collect Funko Pops, and they've got this big, huge Funko Pop collection.
Wow, I don't even know what that is. So,
but
they're really big dolls with heads, big heads.
Yeah, they're like Beanie Babies, the Beanie Babies from our era, Andrea.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, well.
Something to collect.
Right.
But some of them were worth a lot of money, just like those Beanie Babies were.
Right.
But let me ask a question first before I go into where my mind has entered. Did Sammy's sister say what time she came home?
See, I heard about the sister saying that she was wet.
Right.
That Sammy was wet when she came home?
That's what I heard, but I've never found out where that originated from, because we all have to remember we're on YouTube, or people just troll the crap out of these cases because they don't like the fact that we have entertainment channels that cover true crime. So they try to, destroy narratives. They try to make people look foolish. That's why you have to vet the information. And I won't run it, or I'll say it and I'll say I can't confirm it, I can't validate it, I can't verify it, but I'm hearing this. I'd like somebody to show me where that originated from, because I need to find it so I can.
We need to verify if it's a fact.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
Because here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that, when someone is telling you a story, you don't know what's true and what's a lie. And so you have to take them at their word and either rule in or rule out what you may think is the truth and is a lie. But you have to, even if you think it's a lie, try to apply it and, see where it goes.
Right.
I'm thinking that she was heavily intoxicated by 11 o'clock. That's been verified by 2 people now. She allegedly texts.
Ruby, hold that thought. I'm going to try to bring Amy in, bring her in, but I'm just going to bring her up. She's going to be muted so you can finish.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Amy. My name's Amy too.
She's having some internet issues, but she's one of our favorites.
So you have Kiely allegedly texting her mother at 11:30, and if this girl is as intoxicated as everyone says she is, or drugged, she's drunk texting her mother, and what she's saying is probably not going to make a bit of sense. If you've ever drunk texted anybody or drunk called
I know
anybody,
my drunk texts don't make no sense at all.
Exactly.
What, Olivia?
And I'm 32.
Hold on.
My mom's watching this live right now.
Well, Mom, you're not allowed to ground Olivia. This is for work. She can't be grounded when she's doing work, but she has to. Okay, so Mom, we're sorry. We're sorry, Mom. You have to hear this. I'm sorry.
She already knows this. But
I'm thinking that she was so bad off that she went to her car and passed out, or maybe she passed out during this alleged phone charging time period. And charging your phone in the cigarette lighter and stuff, it's not as good as your home charger. It don't charge as fast and whatnot.
Forever sometimes.
Exactly. And if you're on 5%, I mean, you're going to get 10, 12%. You're going to go back to your friends, and the phone's just eventually going to die.
Right.
So possibly this phone charging deal happened between 11 and 11:30, and maybe that's when she passed out. And if the tow truck guy or the road service guy saw them in this, saw someone in her vehicle, if he swears it was her vehicle in that other place there on the lake, I'm thinking that after 12:30, when her phone last pinged next to the water, someone drove her truck over to that other spot. And then maybe then they realized, oh shit, she's dead. Sorry.
That's fine. Yeah.
She's died or whatever, or something bad happened maybe over in that other spot where the party possibly continued. That's why I'd like to know when, because Sammy has been the shadiest one of all. That's why I would like to know what time she arrived home that night.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody's saying about how.
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
And then after the tow truck driver is when she is driven into the lake.
Yeah, hold on, Ruby. Paula wants to.
Okay, everybody's on saying about, now apparently she was drunk when she showed up. Okay, but yet Kiely's supposed to be so smart, responsible, knowing she had to drive to this party.
But we're going off of this of the mom. I mean, I just don't trust her.
Well, but not only the mom. I mean, all the friends.
I guess the question is, why don't we trust Mom?
Because she's shady.
Because that woman through all the time that, oh, Kiely, please come home. She did this sniffling. There was not one tear come down that woman's face. Now, I do understand people grieve in different ways. It was her daughter. Her daughter lost her life. But don't act. To me, she was acting.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
I mean, there was no, she was sniffling and then the smiling, and there was not one single tear come down that woman's face in any of the interviews I saw on TV. Not one.
If my kids ever come up gone, I wouldn't be able to talk to nobody because I would lose
be
my
hysterical
mind.
and probably sedated.
They would
Okay.
have to put me in the mental institution.
Well,
Me too.
just to say, one person I spoke to, had lost a family member, and so I was talking to this person about, this case and about, some of the strange things about mom, and I did bring up the crime, the lack of tears, and how she was, begging the public, and how she was terrified, and this person explained to me that you can actually cry so much that you can't shed tears anymore.
Yeah, that you don't cry anymore. Yeah, I mean,
you're crying, but you got no liquid left in your like
tear ducts.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that.
I've never heard that before, but I don't know how many of you guys have experienced it or know about it, but I'm interested in hearing that perspective as well. As anybody, Olivia? Yeah, I mean, this kind of hits home a little. Not to, not to. So
yeah, I lost my father to COVID in 2020, and I was
so sorry
and dead inside. So for weeks, so like I was like, you don't cry. It reaches a point where you don't cry because you're like so numb. So that's probably what Kiely's mom is going through. That's why with Kiely's mom, I don't want to like say like, oh, it's weird that she's acting a certain way, because we don't really know what she's going through, and everyone deals with trauma in a different way. So I give her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I understand that. But she just kept wiping the tears, but there was no tears.
So
did mom ever actually go and search for her, or do we even know that?
Honestly, I don't know one way or the other. You know what, to be honest with you, I don't think we've talked to anybody from the search party. Maybe that needs to be an avenue we explore.
Yeah, for sure. To see who all may or may not have been there.
Yeah, because that's kind of interesting too, because, and I'd like to know whether dad or grandpa equally participated in those searches as well.
Right.
I know when I lost my grandma just a couple years back, I was numb for like 2 weeks. I tried to cry and I couldn't cry. It was like it tore me up inside. So.
I rode on autopilot for 3 days, planning my mother's funeral and all that, and then I went just straight into keeping myself busy mode, and until I stopped working, and then grief will sneak up on you. It will.
Right.
If you don't allow yourself time to grieve when something happens, it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks.
Was anybody in charge of the searchers that is reliable?
I'm not sure. We have a lot of mixed information, because here's the
like,
issue.
would they take names? You know what I mean?
Supposedly, they all signed a sheet.
Did they?
Well,
They signed so law enforcement must.
They had to sign in when they went to search. They had to sign in, and then it was coordinated on what parts they would go and search.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how many people on panel right now have lost somebody very close to them in recent here? So I know. Okay, so Paula, Olivia. Okay, so maybe this is directed to Paula and Olivia.
I've lost 4 in the past 8 months.
You've lost 4. How are you? Well, then let me ask you, Ricky. Like, what do you feel?
How are you dealing?
Yeah.
I just think of all the good times we had together. I had 2 cousins commit suicide. One of them got murdered, and just like and my grandma. It's just like my other grandma, like my mom's mom. And it's just been it's been hard.
Yeah. I'll let you cope with everything.
I just sit back and I pray, and I know that their presence is around me at all times. Like my grandma's nickname was Duck, and like the day I got the keys to my apartment, like there was white ducks out there in front of my apartment, and there's never ducks out here. Like there's just signs. You know, I know they're with me.
Yeah. Olivia, how did you deal with everything?
Well, like yeah, as I said, it was pretty numbing. And I like for the first few weeks and like months, and it's only been 2 years. So, and I lost him when I was 22, and I was very close to my dad. Like, I mean, I didn't go to college, so usually kids leave the house when they're 18. So I was with him an extra 2 years. So we were super close. So it was awful and traumatic, but it's not until like months later when you look back and you start to like when you're out of that headspace, kind of come back to reality. So I feel like with Kiely's mom, maybe weeks from now, months from now, she'll maybe not be in denial so much. That can happen. So
what do you think about? What do you think about these? I don't get to speak to you very much, Olivia. So what do you think about these kids? You know, mom. Do you think? I've heard people say that they believe that mom knows what happened and doesn't want to rob the other kids of their future. And I'm thinking, if you knew what happened and you don't want to rob those kids of their future, didn't they just rob your child of her future? If
Exactly.
it's accurate.
Sounds like she knows the truth.
Yeah. So
I want to know who provided alcohol.
You know, we heard
older brothers, older sisters, they'll buy it for the younger so they can have a party. It happens. Parents.
It sounded like to me that her car was technically the party or the hot spot. It was what it was referenced as.
I think that was just to take some of the pressure, you know, like, take the blame, you know. I think that's what that was. I don't think she would be that irresponsible. From what I hear about the girl, she had her head on pretty straight, you know, and yeah, she might have partied, but I don't think her car was the hot spot.
Yeah. And I still want to know how it got down there. You know, we do have that path that the car traveled, and it was an odd path. You know, we brought it up on one of my Coffee Club lives and looked at that path. Ricky, you were on panel that day, weren't you?
It's good. It's in my Jane Doe #2 video.
You put that in there?
Put it in there and your voice too and what you had to say about it.
Yeah, but it was an odd path, and somebody had kind of looked at the path and kind of gave their, I don't know if it was a professional opinion based upon it, but they said they felt that they were young, that they were had only had a driver's license for you know, a few months and were heavily intoxicated when they went in the water. And I remember somebody saying they can tell all that from tire tracks, and you know, and it's a simple question. It's like, how in the hell can they tell that from tire tracks?
Yeah. Well, do you think that her car was brought down there on the beach by the water?
I'm starting with her being in the
because I mean when we hang out down at the river here in Arkansas, you know, there's big trucks and stuff parked in the middle of the river. You know, I mean we park our cars right there on the edge of the river.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Arkansas too, so I know.
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
In my opinion, I think that she might have got drunk, you know, had too much drink. She laid down in the back of her car, and they was trying to pull a senior prank on the car from her, and they lost control and went into the water and didn't know she was there. And when they realized she was there, it was too late.
Yeah, you're starting to break up a little, Ricky.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What would you? But you know, if we look at all these aspects, okay, now we have the first person here. Oops, I'm kind of cutting in and out, so just bear with me. But there's somebody that lives in the area that's now saying, don't believe that this is an accident. Mm-hmm. And then we kind of now we're realizing that their law enforcement has confirmed some legitimacy. I don't know to what extent, but definitely some legitimacy to the tow truck driver's claim. So if we can take the tow truck driver as true, that means Kiely's car was seen the next day around 11 o'clock at Boca Reservoir. And if that's the case, this seems more nefarious to me than anything because, and I said that, if we find out this tow truck driver's statement is true, this changes everything. This is no longer, even someone getting behind that car drunk and accidentally driving it in and getting out of the car and just accidentally leaving her in. This is truly something much more nefarious.
Well, see, I had a list of questions that I wanted to ask. Now, what bothers me is there was a smell that they were trying to cover up with a full bottle of perfume. What smell was they trying to cover up?
Yeah, I can barely hear you, Ricky. You're gonna have to pop back out and actually. I'll just give you some final words because I'm wrapping up here at an hour and a half, and we're at an hour and 20 minutes. So
one quick question.
Olivia and I are going to go ahead and have our final conversation, and then she's going to prepare for her live on her channel. So Ricky, go ahead, and then I'll go in order: Luann, Ruby, and then Peggy will chat before I.
Well, you ladies, have a wonderful night. Bless all you beautiful ladies for your beautiful souls and what you do.
Have a good night. Have a good night. Luann?
Maybe they were trying to mask the smell of weed with perfume.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, where did that bottle of perfume go? Because when we looked at that underwater car, there wasn't perfume. At least I didn't see a perfume bottle.
I didn't see one either. But that doesn't mean that one of the other girls couldn't have grabbed it for themselves before they went home,
Yeah, I'm curious what bottle that was and whose house is it in now?
Exactly.
That might tell who was in that car. Because a girl was acting strange and a guy was acting strange, and when that tow truck driver apparently, according to Doug Bishop, which I highly, I like and trust, as saying that that this guy's statement's true, and we got perfume bottles, we got cars in places that they shouldn't be at 11 o'clock, and Kiely winds up, and it does kind of put that impression maybe this car wasn't dropped into that water until after the search was done, because we keep scratching our head and saying, how did all these places miss this?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody keeps saying they believe the car was there since it was supposed to have been there. And I'm thinking, okay, well, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
All right, Luann, any final words? And I'm going to get to Ruby, and then I'll get to Peggy.
I don't reckon. Not at this moment.
All right. Well, we'll be back. We'll be back to regular shows, regular times, and everything like that in just a couple more days. And I hope you guys all come back on panels. So have a great evening, Luann, and we'll chat soon.
Bye.
All righty.
Luann, I'm sorry, Luann.
You're fine.
All
right. Yep.
Ruby, how are you, love?
I'm good. I'm with you. It's the only thing that makes sense. And maybe what I said about her passing out sometime between 11 and 11:30, and this last ping at 12:30, that someone drove her car over to that other place. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I've had this, and I'm never wrong about it. But when I was sitting here listening to Jane Doe number 2, I got a sick feeling in my stomach, and I hope that there was no SA involved.
Yeah, well, naturally, with a young, beautiful, 16-year-old, highly intoxicated, sunk in the bottom of a lake, I think all of our minds have at some point, veered in that direction, as a possibility. And it could have really
tonight, for some reason, was the first time I had gotten that gut feeling.
Oh, I got it as soon as, we realized that was the first thing I think Olivia and I thought about. One of the first things that we thought about when we realized she was in the hatch of the car.
Yeah.
Because we just, and even if she did pass out, how did she get to the hatch? That just doesn't seem like a normal place. Like if I was intoxicated, my normal place would be, okay, maybe laying in the back seat of the car.
the back seat. You know, a long time ago, me and my friend PJ were drugged at a club.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to her car. She passed out in the front seat, and I passed out in the back seat. And we had only had one drink. That's how we know, and we were total alcoholics. So, I mean, we knew we had been drugged because we went to her car and just passed smooth.
I feel like because she was intoxicated so early on, it seems like
Betty.
She froze.
I thought maybe it was my
Hold on a
connection.
second. Wait, hold on. We'll give her a few seconds. Wait. Your connection's bad, Betty. No.
Let's go live now. We'll be over on Olivia's
There we
channel.
go.
I just posted the video.
Yeah. When are you posting the video?
I just posted it now.
Okay, go to here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull some people out of here because it's messing with my.
Okay. Well, y'all take care, and I'll see you shortly over in Olivia's chat.
All right.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Good talking to you.
You too.
See ya.
Yeah.
Oh,
Quick
Betty.
question.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it for you to think about, Betty. Remember last week when your number one fan was on and she said that she doesn't like you? And I had brought up and asked about the, she was saying about how the mother's reading. Oh, I lost her. Well, maybe you can refer it, Olivia.
Yeah,
but I had asked.
Can you guys hear me
yeah.
now? Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Internet is now starting to get wonky, so I'm going to have to kill the live. Peggy, do you have any, or Paula, do you have any final words?
I just wanted to leave you something to think about, and then I'll ask you about it later. Last week, when your number one fan that come out and said, I don't like you at all. Remember her? And I had asked about how the mother was finding all this out then. And because she's saying about the internet, and she said, well, she doesn't have internet. She's gone. If she doesn't have internet.
No, I'm still here. I just
pulled
my thing. So
how was
it could,
how? Okay. No, I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt. But
no, I did this for bandwidth issues.
Okay. How does she get like the orders to rent out the motel rooms? And how was Kiely doing cyber school if there's no internet? That's just, and I'll let you go with that. You can think about it and we'll talk about it next time.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Olivia, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I had to go this because I realized it was it's a bandwidth issue. It was working great, but now it's hitting a time when everybody's on the internet here. So I'm going to go ahead and kill it. Hopefully I don't have these problems on your live, but we'll see you at 10. Everybody go over to Chronicle of Olivia's page now. And yes. Sorry, DC. I saw you back there behind the screen. I just couldn't pull you up because we had entirely too many people. And I'm trying to get out of here so we can start Olivia's live on time. So we're going to go ahead and kill it, guys. I want to thank everybody that decided to come here and spend some time, learn some information. I know we were very vague, but we have some bombshell information that is going to be released in its entirety. Go over to Chronicles of Olivia's page, watch the video, and we'll be back on Chronicle of Olivia's page to have a conversation about that video. We're going to have an in-depth conversation. Am I correct?
Yes. So go over and watch it now on my channel, and we'll see you guys at 10 o'clock. Bullhorn.
10 o'clock, guys. Be there or be square. You're going to want to watch this video, and you're going to want to talk about it.
All right.
Guys.
Bye. Everyone subscribe to Bullhorn Betty.
Chronicles of Olivia. All right.
Okay, bye.
All right, so let me pull my camera back on. I think I got bandwidth. Okay, so guys, I'm getting out of here. I've got to prepare for the real show on Chronicles of Olivia's page. This was just the pre-show to the big wow, the breaking news. We've got a lot of information with Jane Doe number 2. We are still working behind the scenes. Like I said, are we going to be analyzing the press conferences? Of course we will. But right now we're trying to find people that can give us real information so we don't have to keep assuming or speculating. We can hear right from the horse's mouths at the party. And that's what we're working on. And trust me, why it's taking us so long to find these people is because everybody is not talking. It takes a lot of work. And these videos are helping us break through because people are realizing we are working to keep them confidential. And we will continue to do that. If you know anything or we're at that party, please reach out to us. We will keep you confidential. We are proving that now. Most of you at the party probably know who these folks are. We here in the YouTube world do not, but we will keep you private. We will keep you confidential. Please come forward. We just want to learn a little more about what happened at that party and what potentially could happen or could have happened to Kiely Rodni. With that, guys, I love you. I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful evening. I know it's late for many of you guys. We'll see you real soon. God bless each and every one of you. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.